Hi guys, Demon Wolverine here, and I'm officially back from my hiatus. Now the hiatus went on a little bit longer than I initially planned. And this is mostly because right after Tarpaw, I got bronchitis. And I'm still on the tail end of it. I'm still coughing a little bit, and it's not fun. But one thing you don't do is you don't fursuit with bronchitis. You just don't. So, yeah, that happened. And my hiatus was, well, put on hiatus because of bronchitis. But I am now back. And while I was on my hiatus, an issue cropped up. An issue that became perfect for a video for me to come back to. And that is the PayPal issue. What is the PayPal issue? Well, to be completely honest, it's a non-issue. But we're going to address it anyway. The PayPal issue is a problem that comes up a couple of times a year. It's about a policy that was put into place a few years ago that affects accounts quite slowly and on certain criteria, which is why people freak out about it, because for the longest time it never affected their accounts. And then suddenly, now it does. Came out of nowhere. Oh my god, what is this? So what is the policy? The policy is the hold of a transaction. Let's make this clear. A transaction, not your account. A hold of a transaction for up to 30 days. And for a lot of people, it's not the fact that a transaction was put on hold. Pending transactions are something we face on a daily basis. For example, almost anything you purchase at a gas station, whether it be gas or a candy bar, is typically put on pending for at least a week. I don't know why, but it is. Pending transactions are something that we deal with constantly. But usually those pending transactions don't take a month to clear. So, that's where the area of fear and concern comes from. The month. So, we're going to talk about the policy. First, what is the policy? So, let's read the policy, shall we? Or at least parts of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Now, this is from PayPal's TOS. And if you haven't read the user agreement, you need to. It's important. If you use the service, you need to read the terms of the service. So, basically what this says is PayPal, in its sole discretion, may place a hold on any or all payments you receive when PayPal believes there may be a high level of risk associated with you, your account, or any or all of your transactions. And it says that it's based on different factors, yada yada. PayPal will provide you with notice of our actions. PayPal will release your hold on any payment after 30 days from the date the payment was received. This is the hold people are freaking about. This 30-day hold. So, what does this mean? So, what this policy I just read you means, in layman's terms, is that if PayPal feels that your account, for pretty much any reason, fits their qualifications for pending your transactions, they're going to do it, and they have every right to. This, again, has been in the terms of service for quite some time. And if you haven't read the terms of service, it could be a little bit alarming, but it's been there. And a question might be, well, what could cause this to happen to my account? How do I avoid this? It's very hard to near impossible to avoid having PayPal mark your account to start getting pending transactions. They will mark it If you deal with scammers, they will mark it they will mark people who sell high ticket items like fursuit makers or people make plushies, high cost. They mark artists quite frequently who do a lot of commissions. They have a lot of money coming in. And they're doing it for your safety. They're doing it to make sure that the money that you're receiving are from legitimate sources. This process for checking these transactions can take a lot longer than having a check cleared at a bank. Online transactions are a lot more insecure. And that's where dilemmas can come from. Now, there are some things that you can do. The best thing to do is to find ways to mark the transaction as complete or cleared. That way, PayPal doesn't have to continue the clearing process. You have finished the transaction, it is cleared. So, how do you clear a transaction if the transaction isn't finished yet? Now, the advice I'm about to give is underhanded towards PayPal's policies. But there is one truth to PayPal's policies. They are not forgiving towards custom creators. But custom creators make up a very small part of their clientele. Most of their people are people who sell things immediately. People who use eBay or stuff like that. Not people who do custom work. Very small portion are custom creators. And it's hard to make rules for that. It is. So, it's understandable. I'm not saying I like it, I'm just saying I get it. So, what's my best advice? My best advice, especially if it's a long-term project like fursuit, plushie, Kigu, I don't care. Mail your customer a care packet that has a thank you letter, your TOS, and a physical receipt. Why do I emphasize a TOS so much? Because then they can't complain that you didn't give them your TOS in the first place, which is always a pain in the neck when people try to do that. If you mail it to them, they can't try to make that claim. It doesn't work. It's like, I mailed you that, and you know I did. Huh? And if you use PayPal's label system for that transaction, on that big old envelope with all that stuff in it, it's going to mark that transaction as completed. Second, use invoices. Make sure in the invoice you list that packet that I just mentioned as a part of the transaction. If you just send this packet without mentioning that's part of the transaction, you could put yourself in a big heap of trouble for false advertising. You don't want to do that. You want to protect yourself. That's the whole point. Don't screw it up by not telling the customer that they're getting this packet. Don't try to be sneaky. No sneak. That's not the point. We're not here to be sneaky. We're here so that you can get your funds cleared so you can work on your commissioner's project in a timely fashion. Alright? Now, chances are that this policy will not affect you at all. Most people are not going to get hit by this in the first place. If you do get hit by it, there is a reason why. And it might be worth investigating the reason why. Before you start freaking out going, look into your previous transactions. See if you did business with a scammer. Find things out. That might be the reason why it started happening. And if you can't get it resolved, just do what I suggested. It'll clear the transaction and the money should be cleared to you. Now, what if you're just tired of PayPal at this point? All of this is too much trouble. And this is just the last straw. There are other services you can use. There's Google Wallet, there's Square, and of course there is direct bank deposits if you just don't want to use a service at all. These things all work, and it's fine. So make your own judgments. Do the thing that you need to do that's best for you, but be aware that this whole PayPal debacle, it's not new. It's not this sudden thing that's going to affect everybody, that's going to ruin all of our lives. There are ways around it. And it's there not only to cover PayPal's ass, but to cover yours. So, yes, it is a pain in the ass. Yes, having a month pending transaction time is crazy. Even I think it's excessive. But it's what they have chosen to be the best route. And we've got to work around it. Find your way, figure it out, and just stop putting people in a panic over it. Okay? No more panicking. It's not a panic. It's just another hill that you gotta climb. Many hills in the world. This is just another one of them. And one that you should have been aware of from the beginning. With that, if you have any other questions, or if you want, advice on maybe a different route to take with PayPal, leave me a question down in the comments. I'll try my best. I have plenty of different other ways of getting around PayPal, but it's a totally different discussion, really, and it's a very long one, and a complicated one, and not one I think I can get into on the trail ends of bronchitis. If this seems kind of short and snappy, that's simply because I am on the trail end of bronchitis. And I'm just trying to start getting into videos again and getting something out to you guys. So, any questions, any comments, leave them in the comments section. I will get to them. Anything at all. Or if you just want to tell me, how your day was. I don't care. Say hi. So, I'm back. Everything's good. And Iggy's tank will still be in the backdrop. This is a sacred space. It's not leaving anytime soon. Until this background changes, that's not changing. So, with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye!